Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next boxer, Thani Narinram. And his opponent, Zeng. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lu Gong, a promoter out of China, would like to say a few words.
首先在这里欢迎所有来观看我们比赛的所有的朋友们，大家下午好。今天我们在这里。 下面的几场比赛都是由我们中国的优秀的拳手对阵我们泰国和对阵伊朗的这个拳手。在这里啊，首先我要感谢给我们提供很多大力支持的 Spaceplus， 给我们中国拳手和来自亚洲各国的拳手的大力支持。所以说，我们 Space 即将成为我们中国和亚洲的一个职业拳击的赛事中心。 我们的很多的优秀的拳手都在这个平台上发挥自己的水平，从拿到自己的亚洲冠军走向世界。最后，我们希望所有的来观看赛事的中国的朋友们，大家为双方的运动员加油！感谢大家，谢谢。
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 4-round affair in the super flyweight division. Fighting out of the blue corner with a professional record of 2 wins, 6 losses, and no draws. Hailing from Thailand, this is Thani Narinram. And his opponent, making his professional boxing debut, hailing from China, Zeng. Judges ringside, Pinit Payaksap, Warasak Pakikam, Wanchai Pong-Sari, referee in charge of the action, Akam Wanasik.
On the card. This is in the super flyweight division. We are set for 4 rounds. It's China taking on Thailand. In the red corner we've got Zeng, and in the blue corner we've got Thani Narinram. Okay, so we will get the first round going right now, and it looks like we've got a first clash of stances, at least since I've been broadcasting on the show. It's a southpaw versus an orthodox. I do love these clashes, Jim.
Yeah, definitely when you're fighting a southpaw, you've got to box a little bit differently. You can use it to your advantage as well. So we've got a classic orthodox against a southpaw, so it will be a battle of the footwork, trying to get that lead leg on the outside before you throw your backhand, and we just saw it there with the Thai fighter. He stepped to the right and then threw a left hand downstairs. Beautiful shot landed in the early round.
Well, Zeng, it's his debut today. Let's see how he shines. He's got 4 rounds to get a victory on his pro record.
Nice head movement to evade the damage of the more experienced Thani, but Thani definitely knows how to weather a storm. He's representing a good gym, and it looks very determined as well to try and end this fight early. He's already landed a nice left hand down the middle as well, and he's landed it clean to the body and to the head.
Left hand down the middle there from Thani, and a 1-2 upstairs from the TIE Fighter as well. Great start from him.
Thani really trying to mess with Zeng as well. You can see he's starting to use his eyes. He's starting to really tease his opponent and trying to get Zeng to really walk into something that he's not expecting. Thani really just putting on a really good display of boxing right now. A little bit showboating, but Zeng's got to remain calm and stick to a game plan.
Yeah, Zeng really does. But this is Zeng's first ever professional fight. Let's see if he can keep it together for 4 rounds. Thani being incredibly unorthodox, and it's always very difficult fighting someone who is the opposite stance to the chin.
It's hard going up against a southpaw, especially when it's your professional debut. You're going up against someone who's already had 8 professional fights, and they're already sticking you with some very hard shots very early on. So Zeng's got to be very careful. The way you beat a fighter in these situations is get behind the jab, stick to basic bread and butter boxing. Use the jab with the right hand. That's what we need.
That left hand, though, for Thani has been connecting, and he clocks him again with the uppercut in the left hand, keeping a low guard, taunting Zeng, trying to get him to come forward, and he's having none of it.
I think this is exactly what you can do against someone who's in their first professional boxing fight. Really try and tease them, really try and make them make a mistake, because Zeng should be sticking to the basics right now, but Thani is really bringing out a different style in Zeng. I don't know if Zeng can really weather this storm. Zeng needs to start fighting back, Ali.
Well, if I just turned this on and I saw Zeng, I'd say he's got all the gear and no idea at the moment, Jim, in round 1.
Yeah, I mean, Zeng looks in shape. He looks like he knows how to box, and he definitely knows what he's doing in there. All of these shots, he's still standing, but at the same time, is Zeng going to be able to weather this storm? If he can weather the storm long enough, Ali, I do think he'll have a chance of beating Thani, but he needs to weather the storm, wait for Thani to get tired, and then really start putting the pieces together.
Okay, here come the replays. I really like Thani's style. Taunting Zeng, just putting his gloves down. I had a Muay Thai coach, an old Muay Thai coach in Thailand that used to do that all the time to me on the pads. Hilarious work. But Thani really found a fluid flow with that left hand, going to the head and going to the body. He also landed that right uppercut too. Superb confidence coming from the man from Thailand in the blue corner. Let's see if Zeng can sort of get his act together and come out strong in round 2.
And this is where Zeng needs to rely on his corner, and this is where you need to trust your corner are going to give you the right advice. Zeng's corner need to tell him to snap out of it, don't get involved with the antics of Thani, weather the storm, move around, be lateral with the jab, and then wait for Thani to tire himself out, because Thani is too confident right now. You need to take that confidence away from him.
Here we go, coming into round 2. Thani in the blue, Zeng in the red. Zeng slipping and dipping. Right hand connects from Zeng. Left hook goes upstairs. Right uppercut as well from Zeng. Pushing forward now.
Taking the fight to Thani is exactly what he should be doing, proving to him he's not scared. But look, Thani can weather storms, and Thani has power in his hand, and he has good timing. He's just very unorthodox with it as well. I'm aware he's a southpaw, but what I mean by that is he's a little bit odd. He's got a drunken sailor stance where he likes to throw from weird angles and he likes to taunt you into battle. Thani is boxing really well. Zeng has started this round very well too.
Zeng landing the right hand. Much better round, I've got to agree with you, from Zeng. Keeping the guard up. Thani slowed down his work rate and really shelled up in this round 2.
I noticed as well, Thani was breathing very heavily after that first round. Maybe he thought he could put Zeng out in the first round and maybe punch himself out very early on. So unless Thani can recover after that first round, Zeng needs to stick with the jabs. Don't go anything fancy. Stay away from those uppercuts. Stick with the jab, with the right hand, and with the lead left hooks.
Couldn't agree with you more, Jimmy. We're wasting a lot of energy here. Zeng just lunging forward with these huge left hooks. You really have to set up a left hook. And that overhand right as well, just trying to get the knockout blow straight away, but you've got to earn it. You've got to do your work. You've got to find your range. You've got to find your timing. He's jumping the gun a little bit too soon.
Beautiful stuff by Thani as well. I mean, I like it when somebody can showboat correctly. Rather than showboating in a sense of not really doing anything with it, he's showboating well. And you notice when he throws that left hand, it's almost like a Prince Nassim Hamid. He waits for you to move forward and then he throws that shot. I've got to also give credit to Zeng here. He's taken his first professional fight against someone like Thani. That is something you do not want to go up against. So Zeng can only learn from this experience so far, but he's not out yet. There's still 2 more rounds after this one.
Zeng has done a lot better in this round though, but he's got to really work his way through the southpaw stance of Thani to get on the inside. Thani targeting the body with that left hand and left hook. And again landing with the left hook. Great work here from Thani.
And this is one of those situations where if you kind of misjudge Thani as the way he boxes, he's a little bit silly, he's a little bit funny, but you've got to realize Thani is very calculated with what he's doing. He's timing Zeng. Thani is waiting for the perfect moment to really deliver a bulldozer punch or a shovel hook somewhere on Zeng. Zeng is going to march forward. Zeng's pride is definitely in this fight. I think Zeng needs to throw that pride away and just get behind the jab. He's getting tired and Thani will execute if you show him any weakness.
That is the end of round 2. We'll get the replays for you shortly and see you in round 3.
A very entertaining round, to say the least. Zeng started off very strong. He started doing well. He started pushing the pace against Thani, almost bullying the bully. And I think Thani had a very good game plan there. Maybe Thani was aware that this is what is going to happen, but what I'm seeing right now is Thani's gas tank isn't the best, and Thani knows that as well. Thani weathers the storm in the early seconds of the round and then comes alive in the latter half of that round, and that is what we're seeing. However, we saw Zeng breathing very, very heavily towards the end of that round as well. Zeng really needs to just step it up now, take the pace to him, and when you get tired, get behind that jab.
Just peering into Zeng's corner. Zeng's coach just saying to him, you've got to find that right hand. You've got to just throw everything you've got into it and land that right hand.
And that is the bell, Ali. We're already in round number 3. What a fight it's been so far.
Zeng targeting the body. Thani landing with that left straight down the middle there. Well landed there by Thani, moving laterally to his right. Great right hook there from Thani. Left hand to finish the combination and jabbing, using that stiff jab at the end of the combo as well.
A little bit of deja vu there. Zeng started off very strong, started off with some good combinations, but he's hitting the guard of Thani. In a 4-round fight, hitting the guard isn't going to really do as much because your opponent usually has more energy and can weather these shots a little bit better. If Thani just starts throwing that jab out a little bit more, going downstairs, he might be able to put Zeng away here.
Zeng targeting the body with a straight right. That looks like that slowed down Thani, backs him up slightly. Zeng missing with the uppercut. Thani firing back with the left hand.
Zeng can really watch this fight back and really learn a lot here. He's got to work on his conditioning here as well, because going up against someone like Thani, you're going up against a very strong journeyman-style boxer who doesn't make it easy for you, and that's exactly what we're seeing. A very good fight to learn from, but Zeng is definitely showing signs of someone who's getting tired. You need to pretend you're not tired in there. Don't show weakness.
But he's also walking into a lot of shots here. Changing his guard now so he can protect his body, but Thani going straight upstairs and landing flush with that right uppercut.
He's going to charge in here, Udon, with a left hand. He's waiting for him to pull in, and then he's going to jump in with that left hand. Thani is timing that pull counter, and there it is. Beautifully timed and exactly on cue. Ali, if we can see this punch coming, you've got to wonder, is Zeng really aware of it? When you're tired, you do not see the same shots. Your reflexes are gone. Zeng seems like he's waving the white flag here, but he's still standing.
Running out of ideas here, Zeng. I mean, this is the problem with fighting a southpaw. You really, like you said early on, Jim, you need to use your footwork. You've got to get your front foot. That's Zeng's left foot to go on the outside of Thani's right foot so he can land his powerful right hand, which he just can't seem to find a home for.
And he doesn't need to get down with this head movement. That head movement is not working against someone like Thani. Thani is not fearful of your shots. You need to either take the fight to him and pivot off onto the angles. You know he's trying to set you up for that big left hand. Let him throw it and step back and then throw that right hand. His corner gave him that advice, and that's what he needs to do. I just think it's one of those fights where maybe Udon is just in a little bit of a fight, which where Thani is just in a situation where he's got the number of his opponent.
No, he definitely has. Thani, we're in the dying seconds now of round 3, and he's really danced his way to victory for me in this round. It's been poetry in motion for Thani, landing his left, right, left straight. And that is the end of round 3. We will get round 4 coming to you shortly, but we will get the replays first.
Who would have thought someone wearing an Arsenal shirt to the ring would be such a winner when he's in that ring? He is doing an absolute fantastic job. Very nicely done. And it's one of those moments where you look at the record of Thani and you realize he boxes very, very well. He's got his own style, and this was the early moments by Zeng. Zeng went to the body, he pushed back against his opponent, but it just isn't enough. This is the type of pace you'd have to keep up for an entire round, and I don't think Zeng's got the power or maybe the tenacity to even carry on with this. But look, we're going into a 4th round. This is boxing. You're not out until you're out, and that is the main thing here in this ring. I'm excited for this 4th round. I'd like to see how Zeng has adjusted, but I'd also like to see, is Thani gonna go for it?
Well, we'll see. 4th and final round coming up. Thani from Thailand in the blue corner and Zeng from China in the red. A lot of the crowd near us cheering on Thani in the blue corner. You can see why. He's had a great previous 3 rounds of boxing. Boxed so well, boxed smart. Almost landing that check right hook, but Zeng just moving in, complaining that he got punched in the back of the head. The referee having none of it, though.
Well, that's interesting as well, because we like to root for an underdog, and I do believe that Thani was the underdog going into this fight. Although he's got more fights on his record, I also think that everyone thought, well, Thani is not going to win this fight, especially when you're up against a young, fresh boxer who is making their boxing debut. You think they're going to come out firing, so I think people are starting to rally behind the underdog here.
Left hand there connects for Thani, and again, almost landing with the right hook. Looks like that just hit the gloves. That right hook did connect flush, though.
Zeng got some shots in. Zeng was doing what he needed to do, but is it a little bit too little, too late? Because to me, Thani is just allowing himself to get his opponent to punch himself out. Thani is definitely toying with his opponent. He's making it an entertaining fight, and he's going to send a big left or right hook upstairs very soon.
Right hook there, big swings from Thani, who's really hitting the mark.
And you notice here, Thani is now just starting to ragdoll Zeng around a little bit. He's also just allowing himself to almost break the rules because he's leaning on his opponent, he's pushing his opponent, but I think Thani knows he's winning this fight, so he can now really take this round off and really enjoy himself in there as well.
Looking for that pull cancel right now as he flicks out the jab, finding the free space. Zeng chasing him. Great little popping jab. Popping straight, really, coming from Thani.
Yeah, this is the drunken sailor stance in boxing, if anyone's curious. DeMarcus Corley is someone you could definitely watch. He gave Floyd Mayweather one of his most toughest fights because it's so awkward to fight against. I do believe that this was a very difficult fight for Zeng to go in his first ever professional boxing fight. It's not easy to go against someone who's got this style because it's so unusual and you can't really prepare for it. You almost have to just fight whilst you're in there and adjust your game plan accordingly.
But you can just see the experience towering over Zeng at the moment. Thani just using every single trick in the book. It's been his timing, really, and just how cool and relaxed he's been in the ring so far. He hasn't really let Zeng's pressure get to him too much, and he's had a great time in there, Jim.
Yeah, and like I always say, I'm a broken record, but timing will always beat speed and power, and that is what a drunken sailor style is. It's all about the timing. You don't need to be that strong. You don't even need to be that fast. As long as you leave the shot out there when you need to, that's the one that's going to hurt the hardest.
We're in the dying seconds now of the final round, and that's it. The bell goes. Thani.
Decision. All 3 judges score this contest. For your winner by unanimous decision, Thani!